Ah, good morning and happy Friday, everyone. It is Friday. I'm feeling nice. Cleaned up. And I feel fresh. Feel ready to go. It's weekend. Almost the weekend. But with that said, let's get to my low, my high, my active kindness. And my low is my allergies are killing me. Oh my God. It was as if every time I went outside and then went back inside, I just couldn't stop sneezing. I went to 100 tissues. It's crazy. Not a thing. But that's okay. Because I felt better after watching yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, which is my high, of course. And my act of kindness was there was something that someone asked me to do. And I did. I also gave a couple jars of pickles away to some very nice people yesterday. Actually, speaking of high, I went to the Corning Farmers Market yesterday, which was awesome. Got to see some wonderful vendors. It was so awesome seeing so many people support local. Need more of that nowadays. Ran into some people that I know. It was wonderful. Actually, allergies aside, yesterday really was a beautiful day. A really beautiful day. You'd be hard pressed to ask for anything better. Although, let's be real here. You know why you clicked on the video, if you actually do click on the video. I know people on Facebook watch these, but my YouTube views really aren't that great unless it's a short. Anyway, if you're on YouTube and you saw the title, you know what this is. Let's talk about Hot Ones. Specifically, the fact that as of right now, we have had 3 out of 4 members of Blackpink on Hot Ones. This week we had, first we had Rose, then we had Lisa, and now we have Jennie, who is releasing her new album, Ruby. I like that name. Rubies are nice. Honestly, there was a big trend in the early mid 2000s where everybody wanted to name things after gems. Pokemon did it first and arguably the best. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. But this is nice. Although funny, now that I think about it, Steven Universe also technically had Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald as well. What can I say? Steven Universe was a great show. It was, honestly, for a long time, it was actually my favorite show. Until Amphibia usurped it. For the record, my top 3 shows of all time, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Steven Universe, Amphibia. Actually, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Steven Universe, Amphibia. Excuse me. You gotta go from 3, 2, 1. That's a wide range of emotions if you're a fan of any of those shows now, isn't it? With that said, Ruby was on Hot. Did I just say that? Jennie was on Hot Ones promoting her album, debut studio solo album, Ruby. Okay, I think I said that right. Okay, so this is actually something that Sean asked because Jennie named her album based on the Shakespearean play As You Like It, I think is what it is. And Sean asked, is there a connection between her own journey and Shakespeare's exploration of stages of life? And yeah, life is broken down to 7 stages, and she was able to sort of reconnect that with the 7 years she was with she still is with Blackpink, but before she went solo. And there's ups and downs over time. She experienced the love and hate relationship she has with music, which, bravo for her. Listen, we all have this, grandiose idea that all musicians live high, lavish lifestyles after they become successful. And while that is true, it is far from easy to do. I know that there are talented musicians out there that put their blood, sweat, and tears into everything they do. And very rarely do any of them get the recognition they deserve. And throughout that journey, yeah, I'm sure they probably think about throwing in the towel and, maybe not doing music anymore. That's how serious it can be. So bravo for Jenny for bringing that up as well. Basically, throughout the journey of making Ruby and connecting it with the stages of life that Shakespeare explored, she was able to break herself down, and it inspired her to look deep inside herself. Which, her words, Jenny didn't think she really said much, but good Lord, did she say plenty. She really said plenty. I mean, thankfully, I personally haven't experienced a love-hate relationship making these videos at any point. Hopefully I never do that. But, the point is, you're always going to love and hate. Let me refer to it as that. Back when I wrestled, there were plenty of times where, I just couldn't, I didn't want to wrestle at all. But, pardon the language, I nutted up and shut up. And I went out there and did it. So, yeah. There's that love-hate relationship with other things you do in life. She talked about how, in making the album, there was actually, several songs, such as Zen and Starlight, where she legit had to fight to put onto the album. Because, she wanted people to hear the overall message of those songs. And I guess there were some people that didn't want that, so she had to fight really hard, which, yeah. To say that Jenny is very proud of her new album, yeah, she deserves it, man. She learned one lesson from her vocal coach, which was look out a window and scream as loud as you can. Apparently that helps prep the vocals. Years ago when I did my class in session video on, doing choir, I did a few, warm-ups as well. Maybe someday I'll probably, I have thought about redoing that series again, because this is 2020 when I did those videos. I could stand to, do a series like that again. Let me know if you want me to do that. Anyway, she talked about what happens when you perform live and how fans will start singing her lyrics, and that gives her the idea oh my gosh, fans are actually listening to my songs so much that they know my lyrics and they're able to sing with me. In bringing joy to the fans through her music, those fans are able to reciprocate that joy back to her. That's something that most people never really talk about with, whenever they sing or act or do stand-up comedy or whatever. So, again, this really was an informative episode of Hot Ones. And before I continue on, I am saying, all throughout this episode, Jenny is very much terrified of everything going on around her. She even said so herself, she does not handle spice at all. I'll get to that in a minute. Actually, Sean asked about any Korean beauty tips, which there really is no one true tip that Koreans have, apparently, when it comes to beauty. Just consistency and dedication. And drink lots of water. Okay, so I said earlier, literally almost a minute ago, that, she was terrified. Literally, they get to Wing 6, and she said, it was just her saying that she was disappointed. Which, okay. Listen, I've never been on Hot Ones. I would like to be on Hot Ones someday. I I would avoid saying anything like that, ever. In fact, I'd almost be so inclined as to see the sauces in front of me, like, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy. Like, that would be me, okay? Don't ever, like, unless you're somebody like Jenna Ortega, or Halle Berry, or Vince Vaughn, or Guy Fieri. And those are just people I nailed at the top of my head who really could handle the spice. Like, don't say anything. Like, I know I'm not any of those people. Anyway, talked with a hamster mom, which apparently Jenny is a hamster mom. Okay. Hamsters are cute. I like hamsters. Hamsters are very cute. Of course, now we get to the bomb. And the question Sean asked was, because Jenny also does some cooking videos, and what's the key to folding a perfect mandu? And that's to squish it well. It took Jenny forever to get to that because the spice from Da Bomb, Beyond Sandy, was so great she was actually yelling for help. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really was terrified for it. Like, I'm trying to think who I was more terrified for, her or Dakota Johnson last week. I mean, I guess technically I was more terrified for Dakota Johnson taking on the bomb, seeing as how, like, she really was saying all throughout the entire episode she was nervous, and she had every right to be. Jenny, while I was terrified for her, there was always that sense of, like, with Dakota, I thought she was going to stop completely. With Jenny, there was like, listen, it's bad, but she's got this. And spoiler alert, she totally got this. With that said, he talked about capybara fun facts, which apparently they can stand underwater for 5 minutes and actually sleep in the water with their nose above the water, which is really cool. And they feel like a really big hedgehog, but not as spiky. And now we get to the last dab experience, which, you know, the wings of death is behind Jenny, thousands of Scoville units running through her. She now joins Rose and Lisa as the third member of Blackpink to have been on Hot Ones. But that's the third member. That's the third member. We still need one more. So for the last dab experience, Sean asked Jenny to leave a message for Jisoo, the final member of Blackpink to not be on Hot Ones yet, and tell her to come onto the show. And right away, Jenny is like, oh, Jisoo's gonna crush it. Like, it was Jisoo that taught her how to do spice. Which, you know what? I would very much like to see that. A couple days ago, when I saw that Jenny was going to be on Hot Ones this week, I made a bold prediction that Jisoo would be on Hot Ones in season 30, which would be roughly a year from now. Because they do 3 seasons a year. Season 26 was like in the, like February, March area. We're in season 27 now. 28 is going to pretty much carry us into the end of 2025. So 29 will be, again, like season 26 was, February, March, that time of year. And season 30 will be right now. Only a year from now, obviously. So I predict it will be season 30 that we get Jisoo. If the prediction winds up happening earlier, that's great. If it happens later, I'd be bummed, but you know what? As long as we eventually get Jisoo and we can say that all 4 members of Blackpink have been on Hot Ones, then I wouldn't have anything to complain about. I mean, all throughout, Jenny said that Jisoo would crush it. I very much want to see this. Not just because I want to see all 4 members of Blackpink do the Hot Ones gauntlet, but it's not very often you actually see anyone like take on the wings of death and leave almost completely unfazed. Or in the case of Conan O'Brien, you come across as unfazed but also completely insane. But it does happen. I mean, I mentioned, like, seriously, I watched like some of the old clips of Jenna Ortega doing that challenge from years ago. Like, she was smiling. Like, the kind of, like, okay, I know Jenna Ortega is like Wednesday, you know, the Netflix show Wednesday, and Wednesday does not smile. If I saw Wednesday smile like the way Jenna Ortega did on Hot Ones, I would truly be terrified. Like, ridiculously terrified. Like I'd revert to like a little kid and like hide under the covers terrified. Because, yeah, now I know why Wednesday doesn't smile. Anyway, all in all, this was such a wonderful episode. Jenny, if she's not watching, if she is though, you crushed it, you did. It was a little nerve-wracking for you, I get that. But as a Hot Ones fan, I can tell you, you did it. And from now on, nobody could ever tell you that you couldn't do it because you did. So, that's all I gotta say about that. I hope you liked this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all you guys who are watching. Joe for today, and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to channel, we here to let me know. Always be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.